You're listening to Mark Denham on Asian Star Radio.
New research has been done by Smarty, and this is all about people who use jargon. A lot of people will slip in things like touch base, think outside the box, slide into DMs. A man who would be very, very cross if I was to say that joins me on the line now. Good morning, Guz. How are you?
What's going on, Mark? How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you today?
We're very good. You've already annoyed me because you've mentioned the term jargon, and you know how I feel about jargon, Mark. Does my nuts in.
I know. Guz Khan, comedian and actor, is a self-confessed non-liker of jargon, or in fact, hater of jargon, I would say.
Yeah, listen, Mark, let me just establish just before people start going crazy on Twitter and the internet stream. You know what, it doesn't keep me awake at night, but it's very annoying when I receive emails and some of these terms are there. I'm just like, yo, get straight to the point. Come on, Mark. You must have received the email this week where someone's using jargon, right?
Well, yeah.
And how much did it annoy you on a scale of 1 to 10, bro?
Do you know what? I'm not as cross about it as you are. I'm going to be honest. It doesn't wind me up quite as much as it winds you up at all.
Mark, tell me this, bro. When somebody's skirting around the issue and they're using terms like, let's circle back next week. Come on, bro. That must get you nervous.
All right, yeah. Do you know what? We all have a finite number of seconds in a day. I guess wasting them on jargon is just wasting them, really, isn't it?
I agree with you, mate.
Yeah. So you're a hater of jargon, but out of all the phrases like, as you say, circle back round, touch base, slide into the DMs, which are the ones that you absolutely loathe the most?
I mean, something that's been utilised a lot of this last year in particular is unprecedented times. Truth is, these were unprecedented times, still are to a little bit, but the main problem I had with it is that everyone was using that term for any old thing.
Yeah.
Like a trip to the supermarket in unprecedented times. Relax, auntie, you're going to pick up toilet paper, do you know what I mean? There's no need to use unprecedented times in this situation.
Yeah, do you know what? I agree. 100% I agree. We've heard, you've spoken about it there. Coronavirus pandemic has been around now for a number of months, and I guess that has brought out a lot of new jargon as well, such as phrases like travel corridors, herd immunity, flattening the curve. How do you feel on those ones that are kind of coronavirus specific? Has jargon gone up? Has it gone down since the pandemic started?
I just want to say some of those things I feel are very important.
Yeah.
So we better not cuss those out, yeah? Flattening the curve, very important. You mentioned another one. What was it?
Herd immunity is another one, and travel corridors.
Yeah, travel corridors a bit whack. It just say you can travel or you can't. Herd immunity was very important because apparently they all wanted us to catch it for a while until they realised how deadly it was. So that's quite an important one.
Yeah, I mean, that's worrying, isn't it? I do remember an interview that was on the TV where the Prime Minister said one of the options is just do nothing and let it see out its course, which, you know, we've intervened, we've lost 50,000 people already, so herd immunity is a fairly naff jargon, to be honest, in terms of this, I would say.
And mate, considering this is the Asian Star, I think we'll utilise the term shabash, Uncle Boris. Shabash.
You've stated that you hate jargon. You've stated some of the ones that you absolutely hate more than others. This new research from Smarty is all about people using jargon full of superfluous phrases. I mean, sometimes, as you say, it just wastes time, and that's quite annoying. If you're reading through an email and you have to read through blah, 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 buzz phrases, that's annoying. Other times it just creates confusion, doesn't it? And you're left having read something or having spoken to someone thinking, what did they actually say and what did they mean?
Well, absolutely, mate. I have to big up Smarty Mobile and the whole team there when they were putting this together, because I genuinely didn't have a clue what some of this stuff meant. Like, helicopter thinking is something I've never received in an email
never heard
or
that.
heard in my life. Well, there you go, mate.
What does it mean then? Go on, you must know. What does it mean?
Bro, to be honest with you, I'm still not entirely sure what it means right now. But essentially, I think it means a different way of thinking holistically about your whole business. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But, bro, what kind of mockeries is that? Just tell someone to think about the business in a different way. There's no need for this helicopter thinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 2.9 people per day, according to this research, admit that they go along with a conversation, reply to an email or a message when they don't actually know what's been said. Now, that shows that jargon just can cause chaos and confusion.
Right, listen, Mark, I agree with you, bro. And I wish we were in a world where people were just honest. If you ain't got a clue, say ain't got a clue. I think it'd save us all a lot of trouble.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you cut out the small talk, then obviously people would understand what you're saying and they would be able to reply quicker and more accurately as well. I mean, like, in terms of jargon, why, in your opinion, is it important that we just cut it out and we get to the point rather than waffling round with what is 2020's apparent buzz phrases?
I mean, bro, if we break it down in its simplest term, I was raised by 3 very powerful South Asian women. And let me tell you, bro, there was no room for any waffle in our household, yeah? You got to the point and you got to it quick or there'd be a huge dutti. Let me translate that for the people who don't know what I mean. A massive shoe / slipper that came towards your forehead, yeah? There was no time for messing around. And I tell you what, Mark, it put me in very good stead for my life. So I say less waffle, more real things.
Well, yeah. Do you know what? That is a good view of looking at it. You could be sending a message right now, and if you are, and it's full of phrases such as touch base, think outside the box, circle back round next week, spitballing ideas, which I have no idea what it means, then you could go back through that message that you're sending and you could erase those phrases altogether. Do you think social media has played a part in the increase in these phrases, this jargon that everyone seems to want to use?
I mean, for me, not entirely. No, I mean, no, I would have to say no, because there's a lot of these terms that I feel are kept workplace-based. So for a professional remit. Because there's a lot of these things I've never heard of in my life. I think social media is a little bit better for like colloquial terms, stuff we use in terms of vernacular, especially where I'm from, like, you know, that creeps onto social media, and I understand it slightly more so. Abbreviations within jargon is another headache. I suppose social media is bad for that. SNM, PLT, TUT. I don't know what they're saying, mate. But essentially, yeah, I think there's a lot of ways that people have abbreviated and put things into this jargon lexicon. And I think, bro, I must say, I've converted you. You sound pretty annoyed about it all as well, if I'm honest.
Do you know what? Like, now I sit and think about it. I mean, like, you know, I don't often attend big meetings and that, but friends of mine I know do attend big meetings, and they come out, you know, we, you know, like, threw ideas around, we'll touch in base next week, and I'm thinking, all right, you had a discussion and you're going to have another one next week. That's what you're trying to tell me, isn't it? Whereas they're putting it in these modern phrases, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd like to input a jargon term, which I think would be very beneficial for the entire world to learn. It's called bakwas, mate. Bakwas. What a load of rubbish, my friend. Translation for this. Tell them put that in an email.
Yeah. So, I mean, the research that Smarty has done that we've just spoken about, why did they commission this research?
I think Smarty are a platform where they understand, the people. And the people, I think, are really annoyed by some of these terms and uses of terms. And I think especially during this pandemic, a lot of people have been going back and forth through email communication as opposed to, a quick face-to-face meeting in the workplace. And I think it's probably just gotten crazy over the last few months. So they've really managed to hold on a minute. Are you ready for this? They managed to touch base.
You've used one.
You see how I did that? Moving it.
Oh, look, you've slipped that into the conversation. I love it now. Thank you so much for your time today. Just before I let you go, obviously you are a comedian and an actor. You are in one of the sectors of the economy that has been worst hit by everything that's going on. How are you coping, just personally?
Hey, bro, listen, these are unprecedented times.
You slipped another one in.
Oh, we're going on fire right now. These are unprecedented times. But listen, man, it's all blessings, bro. We're here, we're alive, we can put food on the table, and I think comparatively to so many people out there, we're doing very well. And anyone who is struggling, man, we just say keep persevering, man. It's going to get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we got the vaccine possibly to come soon. Things will get back to normal. Just hang on in there, I guess, is the important message. Listen, Guz, thank you so much for your time today. And I do hope when all this is over, you get back to being happy, successful, and indeed engaged. Because, you know, obviously you're a comedian, you're an actor, you love being in front of people and all this and entertaining people. So I wish you all the best in getting back to doing that very soon.
Thank you, brother, and I'll circle back with you about that sometime. Oh, you see what I did?
He's done it again. Have a good day.
Down, mate.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Guz Khan, the comedian and actor, talking on why you should and shouldn't use jargon. If you missed that or any of it, maybe you've just flicked your radio on, where were you? You can listen again on our website, asianstar1016.co.uk. It'll be up after the hour is finished, and it will also be out later on our social media platforms as a podcast as well.
The latest news, information, weather and traffic and travel on the Asian Star 101.6 FM Breakfast Show.